Alright, I think it's about that time I give just a basic overview on how this fountain works. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I will leave all of the parts in the description, and in this video I'm just explaining kind of what's stacked on top of each other and how I built it. All the fountain pumps themselves are on a piece of corrugated plastic, and then for the pond itself, it's just pond liner tarp and rocks all around. And this is a completely separate piece. And this is the box that stores all the controllers. Again, I'll leave all those parts in the description. There's the waterfall light. It's usually attached to this, but we're staying in the deck right now, so temporarily it is on top of the box. These are the speakers, also in the description. Wires for those come all the way back here. Then here's the sound system. Bluetooth to my computer way back here. This is the computer that actually runs the fountain itself. Everything I use is Lightorama software and hardware. So here's the connections. And that runs all the way back into the controller box here. Like I said, this isn't really a tutorial, it's more just the overview. However, sometime next year I am going to take this fountain and make it much bigger in this area. Like, I'm going to use this entire space for it, and it's just going to be expanded by a shit ton, really. So I will definitely go into a full-blown like building tutorial when I do that. I would expect that around like March to June of next year. After this section, I'm going to get into the actual programming for my shows. But this is how the shows run. So I went over here to create shows. Each day of the week has its own schedule, so it's not the same songs playing at the same time every day. So to create new shows, you just click new. Then here's all of the different options you can do. Then let's see. This is the sequences tab where all my sequences lie. Not all of these are used. These are some of the actual shows that play, and then some that I programmed on my other computer to then transfer to this, because I don't do any of the programming on this computer, and I'll get into that into just a moment. This is the play shows tab where all the shows are lined up. This is what's currently playing. And down here in override sequences, this is where I can play any show I want. Here lists all the shows that will actually play on my fountain show, including some Christmas ones that I'm currently working on for Christmas time, because I plan on having this fountain run all year round. Alright, this is my main desktop PC where I do all the actual programming, so I'm just going to open one of the shows I've been working on. This is a Christmas show. This is the preview I made, so when I actually play the sequence, you'll see how it works here. The lights are kind of flipped around right now, but that's just a simple fix. So it doesn't look right, but gives you the basic idea of how this works. So this is where all the pumps are programmed through this whole area right here. I have colors to signify each one. These are just the shooters that shoot straight up. These are the curved ones. Then these are the mushrooms, these are the foam ones, and then down here, this little area is the I don't even know what you call that one, the center one. And down here in the lighting effects, this is where all the lighting happens. And down here, Mistmaker. I think this is the waterfall. I named them wrong, and that's the waterfall light. So this gives you a basic idea of how the lighting works. Usually with lighting, I just copy and paste everything I programmed in the actual pump section first, then paste it in here, and then I'll change like the lights I want to do for the actual pumps that are activating, so they do stuff at the same time. But I will branch off and do my own lighting effects that are different from that. There is a YouTube channel in the description that I will paste that does like the basics of how this software works, but let's see, I think this is the preview I use, yes, okay. So let's see. If you wanted to add a device, so just for the pumps, I use the normal DC pumps. This is the one I choose. Then we click continue. Then this is the basic menu for everything. Then you'll have to choose a color, and then for the shape, it doesn't really matter. It depends on what you want it to look like in the preview itself. Now, this software will treat everything as if you're programming a light show specifically, so you have to set it and do a certain way to make sure that you're just doing normal power on and off, and that would be traditional multi-string one channel. No dimming curve for the pumps I use. Here you can choose to use the same channels as a different pump if you want. This is just whatever you're using for Lightorama DMX. You would use DMX if it were DMX pumps. Then mine just works on undetermined. Then that's it for the normal pumps. Now the lights work slightly differently. You're going to want to choose Pixels RGB for the lights, RGB channel order. And this is my settings for this. I think there's exactly 41 lights in this strand. And then for the preview itself, I just pasted everything on the picture I made in Google Slides for all the devices I use, and then I just dragged each little node onto it. So this is the pump itself, the thing in the middle of the fan nozzle. Then there's the lights down there. That's for the lights. And that gives you the basic idea of how that works. Like I said before, I have everything in the description for what I used to build this fountain show. Here's it actually working with the lights in the correct order. I just had to change it to move to the right. That about does it for this video, and also, like I said before, there will be a full-blown tutorial when I build my next fountain show, but I've just seen some people in the comments that want to know basically how it works, so I hope this could give some insight on that. Thank you.